share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're back. My first ever interview for IFL. We're back about a month and a half on in Sheffield. It's Saturday night, it's fight night ahead of Misfits Series 2. AJ Bunker, how are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you, babe. It's good to see you thriving and you're still here. You must have passed probation. So, yeah, it's good. I took your V plates and you're doing a good job. So, yeah, it's good to be here, babe.
Excellent. So let's just talk about why you're not on the card. You was meant to be fighting tonight, Carla Howe. It would have been a big fight. It would have been your second fight. Bit more notice after, obviously, Elle was only 2 weeks. But what happened there?
Well, she says it was down to her not being happy with certain things in the contract. I honestly think she just pussied out because she was giving it all the talk. But at the end of the day, she isn't here. Pussy, too scared, I think. Because all the demands she was making, in the background we were trying to make sure it happened. So, yeah, I think at the end of the day she just got scared.
How gutted were you that you weren't able to fight on this card? Because it's a big card, Misfits, we know the backing behind it, KSI, Mams Taylor, Callis Howland.
Honestly, it was heartbreaking. I was gutted. I woke up on the Monday morning after it was announced and I was just like, oh, actually heartbroken. Especially because I know I was going to be better this time around. I'm sharper. I had more time, more fight camp, a longer fight camp. And also, I really don't like my opponent, so I was looking forward to just getting her in the ring. So, yeah, just gutted, absolutely gutted.
Have you spoke to Carla personally about why the fight didn't happen, or is it just negotiations through teams?
No, we haven't spoken personally. She's blocked me on Instagram. She put some crazy stories up and then blocked me. And in between, our teams, no conversation. No one wants her on their card anymore. Anyway, she's just a pain in the ass, basically.
So you've been around this fight week now. You've kind of seen the press conference, the weigh-in all take place. Is there a difference in the production for you with the Kingpin, your first experience, and DAZN? Because DAZN's a massive platform and Misfits is a bigger company, I think it's fair to say, than Kingpin.
Do you know what? I can't fault Kingpin. I think both put on really, the production's been amazing. Everything's been organised. I think both are different, but I can't fault Kingpin. They did put on a really good their production-wise, they were amazing. So, yeah, it's just interesting how they, how everything's different, but kind of the same, but everything seems to be, they both did good, they're doing a good job.
Let's talk about fight night tonight then. Big fight, Ryan Taylor versus Slim. That was kind of going into fight week, the fight that everyone was talking about, but it hasn't really kind of lit. There hasn't been that much beef. And then Tom Zanetti versus Jaden King, that kicked off. I think everyone's gutted that fight didn't happen. Mams Taylor's banned Jaden King now from all events because he said he just didn't want that fight. From a fan who's in this world, Tom Zanetti versus, to see him fight anyone would have been great.
Honestly, so I was meant to be on a card with Tom Zanetti at the beginning of the year, and you just know that guy has got power. He looks quick, he looks sharp. I was excited, as you said, after that press conference. I was like, this has become a fight I really, really want to watch, especially when people start bringing in people's kids and just making it so personal. It's you want to see that person have his head knocked off basically and see that KO. So it is gutted. I'm gutted for Tom that he's had 2 opponents pull out now. So yeah, it's gutting for him. But I don't know if you've seen, he's got a 3-fight deal with Misfits now. So yeah, it's good for Tom. I'm excited. I'm excited to see him finally get in the ring at some point.
Someone who probably stole the show yesterday at the weigh-in was Astrid Wett, trying to kiss KSI. She come out. She hasn't really held back. On Wednesday, she come out in the OnlyFans attire. On Friday, she come out in an interesting attire, to say the least. Then sticks it on KSI. She certainly knows how to market herself, doesn't she?
Oh, absolutely. Look, we can't fault Astrid. She looked banging yesterday in the stockings, the outfit. She looked so good, and yeah, look, she saw opportunity, she went for it. I mean, she got swerved, but at the end of the day, she is clever and she knows what she's doing. So yeah. Would
you have done the same with KSI? Would you have gone in for a cheeky one with JJ?
No, do you know what? I'm a bit more subtle, me. I wouldn't want to be swerved or rejected. Then again, maybe I wouldn't have got rejected. Who knows?
You'd have done it behind closed doors, not in front of probably 2 million people on DAZN.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more subtle, me. I probably would do it more behind closed doors. But look, as I said, in terms of marketing, she saw an opportunity and she went for it. So look, fair play to the girl.
Keely, then, obviously you know that family so with Simple Simon. Obviously you was on the card with Elle when he fought Ed Matthews. She's kind of come out of nowhere. She's kind of saying she's fighting for the family name, a bit of vengeance there. Do you think Keely's going to be game on tonight?
Do you know, I've spoken to Keely, and look, I think she is game to fight. Like, look, at the end of the day, when there's personal beef there's an opportunity to get in the ring with someone you don't like and actually hit them without actually getting charges pressed against you. So look, I know she wants to go in there for personal reasons, so I think she's going to be game and she's going to bring it tonight. I think she's got like there's a fire that's been lit in her belly, so we'll see what happens tonight. It's going to be an interesting fight, that one, I think.
Talk to me about yourself then. When do you think we can see AJ Bunker back in the ring? It's been since July. I know you've been in camp, you've been training, you've been improving. You said you only had 2 weeks' notice. So for you, you've got something to prove now in the ring, and that's the motivation to move forward. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've actually just signed a contract. I've got a fight coming up in November with a different promotion company. So yeah, that will be the 26th of November. And then yeah, I'll just say watch this space. Obviously I wasn't able to make it this Misfits card, but eventually later down the line, I definitely want to be on the Misfits card again. So yeah.
Excellent. So you're kind of in this circle now with Elle, Astrid, Keely's come into the fold tonight. Are you sticking around those kind of fighters? Do you want to be involved? I know you want the Elle rematch eventually down the line, but potentially the winner of this fight in a couple of months' time, it'd be big for you, it'd be big profile fight.
Yeah, to be honest, for me, yeah, whoever wins out Astrid or Keely, I've always said I want to take them on. More because I'm involved in, I love boxing, I'm loving the whole crossover boxing scene is amazing, and yeah, there's not that many female fighters around, so whoever wins out of Astrid and Keely, I've always said I want to take on the winner, I want to challenge the winner, and yeah, so hopefully whoever out of those two, I'll be taking them on next.
You both kind of share something in common, yourself and Astrid. You don't like Elle, Brooke, I think it's fair to say. Is there kind of a friendship between you going into that fight if you were to fight Astrid?
Yeah, look, me and Astrid have messaged. I get on with the girl. I actually have no beef with her at all. And yeah, we both have that common hate for Elle at the moment. So yeah, look, we've already spoke about it. If we do fight, it is going to be one of those situations where, look, we are doing it for the sport. You know, it's a long way from now. Look, if people start getting nasty, look, well, who knows what's going to happen. But look, at the moment, no beef between me and Astrid, sorry. I actually quite like the girl. She seems all right. And yeah, I think it will just be for the fact that we both enjoy doing what we're doing. So, yeah.
So you're coming off the back of a loss, and Elle's obviously won the fight, but you're fighting in November. We don't know when Elle is fighting next. Do you think that's a statement of intent from you to say, look, I've come off this loss, but I want to get straight back in there?
Absolutely. For me, I knew I was going into that fight with 2 weeks' notice. I knew it was probably highly unlikely that I was going to win. I wanted the experience. I wanted to see what it was like. And I loved it. I fell in love with the sport. I want to do it again. So I'm getting back in the ring with a longer fight camp. And basically, I just want to get a few W's under my belt. And then I want to come back for Elle. That's what I want to do. I want to challenge her once I've had a few wins and been like, right, let's do this. Like, you've had a few more fights. I've had a few more fights. Let's get it on, basically.
Have you spoke to Elle since the fight?
She's reached out to me to do some sparring. But yeah, I just left the girl on red. The thing is, like, I didn't before we had a fight, I knew she was going to bring smoke because you have to for a fight. It's after the fight where I'm just like, I lost all respect for her because she shook my hand, and then after that she was still disrespectful. So it's like, for me, that's why I was like, you know what, anything you said before our fight, I wouldn't have given a shit, to be honest. But afterwards, the lack of sportsmanship as well, I'm like, you've made this personal for me now. So yeah, even though she's tried to reach out, I don't plan on sparring her. I plan on the next time I get in the ring with her is when I have a rematch with her and when I fight her again.
Is there no doubt in your mind that when you get back into the ring with her, you're going to reverse that decision and you're going to get the win?
I'm definitely going in for the win. Remember, I had 2 weeks to prepare. She had, 4 months? She had Mark Tibbs in her corner, Ebony Bridges. I didn't even have a coach. I had a pro fighter. So yeah, when I go in there with a proper fight camp, I'm going in for the win, and that's a promise.
in a couple of weeks' time, we've got probably one of the biggest crossover fights that we've ever seen. Deji's getting an opportunity in an exhibition with Floyd Mayweather. We talk about random fights. I think this has got to be the most random fight you've ever heard.
Literally, like, I honestly was talking to my coach about this the other day. This is like the most random thing. This is something where you literally, you know, you have a dream and it's like a random dream. It's like, oh yeah, like it's like me fighting Manny Pacquiao. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it is the most randomest thing. But look, I'm here for it. It's a fair play to Deji. Like, that is an absolute icon he's going to be in the ring with. So just so random. I mean, I don't know how long Deji's going to last. I think Mayweather's probably going to play with him for a little bit, but look, it's going to be interesting, for sure.
Look, Deji's got off the back of his first win. You could get your first win, then go in there with Katie Taylor or something like that.
Who knows? If that's what. Look, nothing is impossible, basically. Let's make it like Katie Taylor. I mean, she'll probably knock my head off, but to be in the ring with an absolute like idol, yeah, of course. Like, who says? You never know in this weird, crazy boxing world now.
Last one then. Live on DAZN tonight, Misfits Series 2. What are you looking forward to seeing the most when you go into Sheffield Arena tonight?
Do you know what? I'm really looking forward to the Slim Ryan Taylor fight. Like, that one is, you just know that one's personal. And you know when there's personal beef, it's just like, that's going to be one to watch. And also my man Ashley, he's been in my fight camp. I'm really looking forward to seeing him on stage and seeing all that hard work finally pay off. So yeah, it's going to be a good night. All the fights, Astrid and Keely as well. Like, do you know what? This fight card is so good. I'm buzzing. It's going to be a good night. Kind of glad I'm not fighting, so I can actually sit back and watch it all. But at the same time, gutted I'm not fighting. If you know what I mean.
Excellent. AJ, thank you very much for talking to IFL. Hopefully next time I'll be speaking to you, it'll be your fight week. You'll be jumping in the ring, and I'll get some more beef with either you or Astrid, maybe even Elle.
Yeah, wait and see. All will unfold.
Excellent. Speak to you again soon.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife and saying completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.